this right one's come forward, which has started this lower lumbar curve and caused him to kind of compress over here on the left rib cage. And actually, where do you feel like your center of gravity is right now when you're standing?
Left side.
Feel like you're standing on your left foot? And it would, because if you look at where he's come together here, everything's compressed over onto the left. And also you see this is the cerebral lateralization where the head's actually moved over to the left to compensate for how he's standing here. And so the body's totally changed structure according to his vestibular system, or balance centers through his eyes. And that's what's happened there. Okay, what I want you to do, Robert, is turn to the side. We're going to do this turn, quarter turn like that. I'm going to look at the side of you for just a second. So turn all the way just a little bit more. That's good. And so what we want to really do, because Robert, there's a lot of things we can do to help Robert, because what we see here is how the shoulder girdle is rolled forward. And if you look here toward the back here, you can see how the scapulas come off the back. This is a right thoracic scoliosis. And so it's caused these ribs to kind of pull back at me. If you could see it from the front, we would release this shoulder and would pull this whole shoulder girdle back. So what I want to do too is still attempt to try to pull this shoulder girdle back and stretch Robert out through here to help relieve some of this pressure that he's having on the right side of his neck going up to the occiput. And so we're going to do that today. We're going to release some of that, and then we're going to try to move some of this tissue back onto the rib cage here. Okay, let's turn all the way face away from me here, Robert, all the way around. And we're going to take all this lat tissue, all these erectors and multifidus muscles have kind of moved over and slid over here. So we're going to try to pull this stuff back on top of here to help give it some support and some compression. And then if you can see right here, this real deep curve here, this is about the apex of the curve. This stuff is going to be really gathered and tight. So I want to try to open up as much of this as possible to help give him some length over here and help take some of this pressure off. And so we're going to work on this groove here. But typically in scoliosis, you don't want to take him out of the curve because that can hurt him. So with Robert, what I want you to do, it doesn't hurt you, Robert, just bend forward at the waist. And I want to show something. When he bends forward, see how this doesn't change? It stays the same. That means it's structural. It means stuck. It's fixated. So we don't want to try to take this out, because if we did, it would hurt him. We don't want to do that. It'll go into spasm. Come on back up. Does that hurt you, Ben?